Did you know that over 65% of people in the state of Georgia are overweight or obese? Did you know that? And another 40% of the children are overweight or obese in the state of Georgia. Did y'all know that?
No, we did not.
Okay. Well, those are just some tips and some facts I thought I'd throw out there before I start my presentation. Good evening, and thank you for coming to listen to me speak to you about obesity today. Today, I'll be talking to you about the effects of obesity in children and young adults. We've been together for 3 speeches now, and the other 2 speeches basically told you what obesity were, outlined who was at risk for obesity, people that, and even everybody can suffer from obesity. And if you don't suffer from it directly, you probably know somebody who has been going through this chronic illness. And the reason why I'm talking about it is because I suffer from obesity for a while now, and I made a conscious decision to do something about it. So I want to educate you all and help you all. If you know somebody, you might not be obese yourself, but if you know somebody, you can educate them after you hear what I have to say. This evening, we'll be talking about educating the expecting mother. We'll be talking about why physical education is good and why it needs to be in schools, not just elementary, but all the way till you get out in 12th grade. And finally, we'll be talking about getting active and finding facilities that you can go to in your community to help you stay active. Educating the expecting mother. Studies show that mothers that breastfeed their children, the breastfed child is less likely to become obese in later years in life. So on here I put parenting books and prenatal educational classes at the medical center. They hold classes on the 2nd and the 4th Monday. They talk about breastfeeding. They give help for breastfeeding tips, and they also tell you how to bring home baby. Basically, they give you class on bringing home a newborn baby. And we looked up some parenting books. There's a book out there. It's a guideline for breastfeeding by Dr. Jack Newman. It's also a good book to help with the nutrition values and why breastfeeding is important. An expected diet for expecting mothers. Basically, according to Vivek Machi, he's a pediatrician. Apparently 10% of calories should come from protein, 35% of calories should come from fat, and 55% of your calories should come from your carbohydrates. So when cooking your nutrient-rich foods, you should try to implement these portion sizes in all your proteins and your fat and your oils and your carbohydrates. Now that we discussed the expecting mother, how she can prevent, how she can take the precautions to prevent obesity in her child while still in vitro, we're going to go on to talk about getting physical education back into the school systems. According to the Surgeon General, currently only one state, which is the state of Illinois, they're the only state that requires students to take physical education classes all throughout their 12 years of school. And according to the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, the CDC, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services recommends that young people ages 6 to 17 years old participate in at least 60 minutes of activity daily. So I have up here just breaking down, so in elementary schools, the kids can get their 60 minutes through recess and just active time in gym. And for middle school and high school, because 9 times out of 10 they're not getting recess in middle school and high school, I did it to have them have physical education, a required course, going all through high school, not just for one semester of 1 year, or the first 9 weeks, however they have it set up now. These are some positive side effects of being active. According to the CDC, regular physical activity in children and adolescents improves strength and endurance, helps build healthy bones and muscles, helps control weight, reduces anxiety and stress, increases self-esteem, and may improve blood pressure and cholesterol. On here, basically, when you're in class, when you see yourself in the mirror, you feel better, and you want to be noticed. You want to be seen when you feel healthy about yourself, when you feel like you look good. So basically, I have on here: children perform better. This could be in school when they feel better about themselves, when their self-esteem is built up. And also, being active decreases those diseases like high blood pressure and high cholesterol and diabetes in young children. Now, after going over that, now my final point of the evening is to get active. Let's get out there and do something. Stay active, stay productive, stay healthy. I have up here the YMCA. I have the one on Warren Springs Road, but we have another one downtown here in Columbus that you can go to. Basically, it's a gym. You can get active, get out there and exercise. They have things for the kids to do, so you can go out there, go check the YMCA out. Also, Columbus Park and Recreation. There's many locations across Columbus. There's one on Sawmill Road. There's one downtown on Veterans Parkway. There's a few on Bena Vista Road. Basically, they offer after-school programs for the kids to go to, and they keep them active. Instead of putting them in front of a TV, going home to watch TV after you get out of school, you go to these after-school recreational centers, and they keep the kids active, keep them up, keep them fit, keep them healthy. And lastly, finally, getting and staying active. You're not in school on the weekends. You're not in school on the weekends, and if you work, maybe you can walk or ride your bike to work. Sometimes at work, if you can maybe stand up instead of sitting for the whole 8 hours. And also on your lunch break, instead of getting that donut, maybe go walk around the campus. Depending on the shift you work or depending on where you work, you might can walk around. And again, I reiterate the unplug process. We talked about it in my last speech, basically cutting off electronic devices, taking that time to go outside and do something productive. Family time, going for a walk in the park, whatever it is, just not sitting down, backing away from the TV, getting outside and doing something productive. In closing, I just want to say thank you all for coming and listening to my speech. I hope that I've inspired you to get out there and get active. I hope that this has touched you in a way to where you want to help somebody else get healthy, help somebody else get active. And I will say that in closing, I challenge you all to get out there and get active. As of today, I challenge you to maybe join the gym, find a place in the community where you can go, and also take somebody with you when you do it. So it's not just you. If you take somebody and they take somebody, we all can come together as a nation and get healthy. Thank you and good evening.